What's going on, guys? I've got here a 2020 Ford Superduty, and I'm using this car to point out to you the location of the two fuses that are involved in operating the blower motor. I'm also going to show you how to test the blower motor to see if it's receiving power and give you some general troubleshooting steps. So we're going to begin by heading under the hood. This is where we'll find the main blower motor fuse. So it's going to be over on the passenger side of the car, right behind the battery. I'll show you how to open up the fuse box. So here's the battery, and right behind it is the top of the fuse box that we're going to be removing. If you look to the right hand side, you'll note that there are two different tabs that you've got to pull in towards the top of the cover. So we basically pull these in, and then that will allow the cover to hinge upward. And when the cover hinges upward, you can then push it forward a little bit, and the back part of the cover will become free of those tabs, at which point you can extract the fuse box cover. You have to kind of wiggle it around, but it will come right out. Now the fuse for us to take a look at is fuse number 42, which I've got labeled here. That is the blower motor fuse right there. We can look down through the top of it and see that it is intact. That's known as a J-case fuse. It might actually be a low profile J-case fuse, but power from that fuse is sent to the blower motor itself. Now we can move inside the truck. This is where we'll find another fuse in position 12 in the floorboard here. This provides power to what Ford calls the FCIM, or the front control integrated module. That's basically the part of the truck that has the buttons on it and the dials for the control for the blower motor. So we've got to open this up. We pull this and get the cover out. Now looking in here, let's see, get a good angle on it. So it's actually this two-part fuse. Ford is using these two-part fuses here. I'll go and pull it out. It's a 7.5 amp, and it's the left-hand side of this fuse. So I've pulled this out just to show you what a good fuse looks like, and it's the left-hand side of this fuse. That's what's sending power to our blower motor control unit. So I'm going to get this reinstalled in here and give you some troubleshooting steps. So power from that fuse goes to this control unit here, and you can see here I'm turning the blower motor on. Now the blower motor itself is located right here, and the speed control is actually built into the bottom of that blower motor, and we can hear that the blower motor is actually running at the moment. This black-white wire should receive a constant ground, and the yellow-green wire here receives power from that 40 amp fuse that I showed you earlier. So we have a voltmeter here, and I'll show you how to check to see what's going on with it to see if it's getting power. So the black white wire, you put your ground lead there. You don't even have to disconnect it, which is pretty cool. We've got enough exposed metal here. And the red wire we put in on the yellow-green wire. At this point, got the voltmeter turned on, checking it for voltage. And let's see, might not have a great connection here. So there we go. We're seeing voltage present. And watch what happens when I turn this off. So when I turn that off, the voltage will disappear because the blower motor relay is being disabled. So it's only when you have this turned on that it should be receiving power. And as you can see right now, I've got a lower speed, so there's more voltage. As I turn up the speed, the voltage will actually drop, because more and more of that power is being used by that blower motor. If you are receiving power and a ground present here, but the blower motor is not running, a tried and true method I've found is to actually tap on the bottom of the blower motor very firmly. Sometimes a bad connection can form in here, and by tapping the bottom, you can sometimes get it to start working again. There's one wire here I haven't mentioned. That's going to be the white purple wire. That actually receives the speed control signal from the control. If you do have to remove this, it's just held in with a number of torque screws. We can see there's one here, there's another one right there, and there's going to be two more on the back, I believe. One thing you can also do is you can wiggle this connector just to see if there's a bad connection that's formed inside of it. So yeah, that about covers it for all of the troubleshooting steps I have for the blower motor on the Superduties. Please do let me know down below if you have any advice or any questions, and thank you for watching.